What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Lenovo Legion Go S with SteamOS and the Z1 Extreme chipset gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to try some Cronos The New Dawn. Well, I might not get to try literally today, but I don't know if this has Lenovo or some form of copy protection on it, so it might not let me. Hopefully not. I like to get this game all done today, but hey, what I want doesn't always matter. Either way, let's hop on in and let's find out. So we're going to go ahead and start off at 1080p. It's not going to go well. Didn't on the Allies either, and this thing seems to be just a hair behind all the Allies this time around. But I will say, it does much better with like frame times and whatnot. There did not seem to be as big hiccups like there were on Windows. Even on the more powerful systems, we were getting some pretty big hiccups.
Operating unit signal loss detected. Lazarus protocol engaged. Welcome, traveler MD3576. Your predecessor has ceased its functioning. It's time to awaken. Commencing standard cognitive abilities trial. Focus your attention. What do you see?
So now we're going to do 900p. Still, definitely not enough to make it a super playable 30 plus experience, but hey, it still does a hair better than it was on high. High is basically impossible. I don't even think upscaling would save it. And since you'd have to use FSR, well, if you were just playing it the way it is, you'd have to use FSR 3, which would suck and ruin all of the good graphics you get from high. But you could always put FSR 4 in there too, but we just don't do that on this channel.
Traveler's structure found. Proceeding inside.
So 800p, same resolution as Steam Deck. So we're basically doing the low settings, but we'll also turn it to very low, the exact same settings as Steam Deck defaulted to during the camera recorded portion. I figured that's a way we can, get an extra setting in there without having to make the video 10 times longer by adding in, extra stuff. Alright, let's get a little camera recorded gameplay. Figured I'd go and jump out of the game, redo the shaders and everything, just to make sure it's as good as it can be. I don't know what in the heck was going on with low. Low didn't really seem to be as good as the Allies. At least very low is comparable, so that's good. No, I think there's definitely some other stuff that you might notice before their eyes, at least with whatever attacked me in this game first, is anything to go by. Yeah, see, stuff like that still looks like really awful and very low. But hey, gotta give something up if you want playable frame rates, or at least what I consider playable. You can always go with the higher graphics settings with a little upscaling, though. And it'd still probably look mildly better than this. Possibly not, though. FSR can be kind of lame. But I think you had, like, FSR and XESS. So you had a couple options there, and I think there was even just the built-in Unreal 5 TSR upscaling. So you have some options. Alright, we got our little key. We should be able to go in here now. Yeah, that definitely seems like Linux is a little bit better at hiding the hiccups in these Unreal Engine 5 games. I can still see like little hiccups in the frame time graph, but I don't see them show up as bad on screen. Like sometimes on the Windows machines with the same processor, we were like locking up what it felt like for like a second with the kind of stutters we were getting. These ones are pretty dang mild, I guess. No, nothing's here. Everything is great. Everything's good. We're definitely not going to get attacked by anything in this building. There's no way. Kitty. Sorry, kitty.
Upstairs. There was an emitter relic left in the base. By the will of the collective, I claimed it to aid the vocation. To my successors, if you need unlimited resources, you can use the surplus. The code is 367. Moving out to C31. Such is our call.
Found a travel log. It was left here by the predecessor. He went on to C31, proceeding with the search.
See you later, kitty. And I think that's also a great spot for us to wrap up too. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Cronos The New Dawn on the Lenovo Legion Go S with SteamOS and the Z1 Extreme chipset. And it seemed like it was a hair behind in FPS compared to the Allies this time. But it did indeed have slightly smoother frame times. I did not notice as many big hiccups as I did on the Allies. But depends on what you want, I guess. If you want a little smoother frame times, this definitely seems to be the way to go. But if you want a little bit more FPS and don't mind if it like has a big hiccup every now and again, the Allies definitely seemed like they were like maybe 10, 12 FPS ahead in some spots. In other spots, it didn't seem to be that big of a deal. Low was about the one that was about 10 to 12, it seemed like, in some spots. Every place else was maybe like 2 or 3 FPS difference, like negligible. You'd never notice the difference without them sitting side by side. Either way though, that is all for the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. Still wish I could do peace out with my dominant hand, but we're not there yet. So until we are, guess what? Left-handed peace out, and until the next video.